Module 1, Section 8, Objective 11. Now remember, this is the applications section and not dividing whole numbers. Dividing was Section 7. And in this one, we are solving application problems involving area. So it'll be a real-life situation instead of just, here's a rectangle, find the area. Now with real-life situations, you can draw it out if it helps, or you can just do it as you see it in the problem if you are comfortable with that. Okay, drawing it out helps me a lot because that way I can see what I'm doing instead of having to read what I'm doing. Okay, we do have to read through the whole thing first so we know what we're doing though, right? So a soccer field is 100 yards long, 75 yards wide. Find the area of the field. Okay, so soccer field is a rectangle. And, whoa, not very good, sorry. So 100 yards long and 75 yards wide. And I want to find the area. So I want to find basically how much grass we need to cover it with, right? So area is equal to length times width. 100 times 75, so your length and your width. Now 1 times 75 is 75, and then 2 zeros. So 7,500 yards squared. And you're done in one step because it's just rectangles and not composites. Okay. A practice football field is 100 yards long and approximately 53 yards wide. Find the area of the field. Okay, so in this case, since it's blue, we're going to have AstroTurf. Okay, so it doesn't have to be drawn to scale. You just draw it out if you want. So 100 yards again, and 53 yards this time. And we want to find the area, so we want to know how much AstroTurf we need. So A is equal to length times width. Length is 100, width is 53. Shortcut again, so 53 and 2 zeros. So 5,300 yards squared. Okay, now B is a composite, right? Okay, and I'll tell you right now, this isn't drawn to scale either, but that's all right. We can figure it out anyway. Okay, we can break this up a whole different bunch of ways. We could cut the top off and the bottom off, and we have 3 sections. Or what I'm going to do instead is 2 rectangles side by side. You could do a great big one, right, and then cut these parts out, but that is a little bit more work maybe this time, so let's stick with this. Okay, so let's do the pink rectangle and a green one this time. Okay, so rectangle 1. Oh, by the way, D over here says write a story problem that involves area. You don't have to worry about that. Okay, so I'm going to use the space over there. So rectangle 1, area is equal to length times width. Do I already know it? I do. So here's the length and here's the width. So we already have 12 and 4. And 12 times 4 is 48. So this is 48 square feet. Okay, green part. All right, what do I already know? I know this side is 5, but I don't know this side. Okay, I do, however, know that this whole side is, so this whole side here is 12 feet. Because that's a rectangle, right? The blue is a rectangle. So now if I take this part off the top, that's -1. And I take this part off the bottom, and that's also -1. So I started with 12, and I -1 twice. So I have 10 left after I do that. So see what I mean by not being in scale? Okay, so 2 area equals length times width. So length is 10, width is 5. 10 times 5 is 50 square feet. And since we had, let's label this one, these two added together give me this part, right? Then I'm going to add the 48 and 50 together. So 98 square feet.